Hi guys, so remember how I said I was going to keep my Audi A7 for a while? Well, I did. I kept it for almost a year. Don't laugh. This is the final car, I promise. I loved my A7, but I missed going off-road, and also I worked really hard last year, so I decided to get the Defender when the opportunity came for me. So in this video, I'm going to give you a little tour of it inside and out, touch briefly what it's like to live with it so far. I waited 1 year for this car, but also this isn't the car that I ordered. So here's the story. I placed an order for a white one back in October of 2021. Came October 2022, the dealer said my car should be here in 2 weeks. I was contemplating about a black one, so I went ahead and searched all the dealerships from San Diego to LA. I found a black one with all the specs that I wanted, so I went and got it in Pasadena. I'm just a black car type of person. Also, I see a lot of white Defenders. There's also a couple of them down the street from me, so I'm like, I have to get a black one. I have this truck for about 4 months now. I love it so far. It reminds me a lot of my Jeep, but a little more luxurious. If you follow my Jeep journey, you know I loved my Jeep. I could put up with all of its little problems except for my steering issues. That's why I got rid of it. I bought this Defender mainly for its looks and the off-road capabilities. I actually wanted a Range Rover, but I would never take a Range Rover off-road. I do drive 90% on-road, and occasionally I would go off-road, so I thought this would fit me the best. I actually love the design of this SUV. So starting with the exterior, I love the boxiness. I like how aggressive the headlights look, especially with the cut circle running lights, not completely a full circle. I did get the full LED headlights package, which to me should have been a standard option at this price range. I like the overall shape of this SUV from all angles. It's very modern to me. I like how tall it looks. Like from the side profile, I like the clean line that runs from the front all the way to the back. And then you have this sharp 90-degree vertical flat rear with the spare wheel paying tribute to the older version. It seems big, but you get used to the size. Compare it side by side to my Jeep, it's not that much bigger. It's a little longer, about 10 inches, but it still fits in my standard size garage just fine. This is the 110 version. I'm not too sure about the 130 that just came out. It looks way too long, like all they did was stretch out the 110. I don't know, something's a little bit off about it. This is what it looked like originally when I brought it home from the dealership. So this truck had $10,000 markup, which is dumb. With that $10K, they put some accessory like these giant mud flaps, the side steps, this Ekbond coat, almost like ceramic coating, and then it came with the spare wheel cover and then this digital license plate, but honestly, it's all gimmick to me. I actually didn't care for any of these accessories except for maybe the side steps. After bringing it home, I had the dealer change out the mud flaps to a smaller one. The other ones just look like I'm going on a safari trip. I live in San Diego. I'm not going anywhere where there's fucking giraffes and shit. The first week I got it, this dumbass swerved from the left all the way to the right, hit my front left fender, so the whole thing had to be replaced, so it was in the shop for a week. While it was in the shop, I had them paint all the gray exterior parts black. After the fenders were replaced, I immediately got new wheels and tires. I was looking for 21-inch wheels, but couldn't find any with good designs that I can fit this truck, so I decided with the 22-inch Urban Explorer wheels and wrapped them in Nitto Rich Grapplers. The Rich Grapplers are noisier than the Toyo's Open Country I had in the Rubicon, but I love the look of them. I got the wheels and tires from Bolton House in Irvine. I loved my process with them. Kevin was my sales rep and he was great. They were quick and efficient. I would rather drive up and do business with them than any other aftermarket shop here in San Diego. By the way, my old wheels are for sale if anyone's interested. They're basically brand new with new tires. I think I only put like 400 miles on them. I have seen so many combos with white and black roof, so I wanted to do something different where I flipped it. I decided to wrap the roof and the side signature graphics white. This combo is pretty controversial. I have had so many people confused. They at first think that it's a cop car, but then they look at it again and they're like, oh, just kidding. Anyways, I like it. I think it looks modern. It reminds me a lot of Star Wars, Darth Vader kind of vibes. It fits my personality, very black and white. I think what makes people uneasy with it is the black and white contrast. Either way, I just don't want to drive a boring car. Life's too short, have fun, screw it. I might pull off the square side graphics, but for now, I'm keeping everything as is. I have had V8 cars, V6, and both my A4 and the Rubicon was a 4-cylinder. This Defender is also a 4-cylinder, and it actually performs just fine on road and off-road. I'm not trying to go fast or accelerate or speed in this truck. This, for me, is a cruiser car. I don't need anything fast. The older I am, the slower I should drive, so I'm good with this 300 horsepower, 300 pounds of torque. I do see why some people prefer the V6 or the V8 version of this truck, but unless I'm drag racing down the road, there's no need for it. The interior is very spacious. I love the seating position. So this truck is on air suspension, so it rises about 2 inches when you start driving. It has this thing called access height. When you stop the car and turn off the engine and open the door, in that sequence, it will lower itself to help you get out easier. Plus, it looks pretty cool being lower. I love the dash design with the angular lines and these horizontal bars with these grab handles incorporated in them. I like the exposed screws throughout. I have the digital instrument cluster, but I don't have the larger center screens, and I'm totally fine with that. I don't have the heads-up displays. I had that in my Audi, and honestly, I don't care for it. So the instrument cluster is a little sluggish when you move around the menu, but it does its job. The infotainment system is not bad. I would say it's actually pretty good for a Land Rover. Nothing compared to Tesla or Mercedes. I do have the wireless CarPlay, and I use it 99% of the time when I'm in the car. It does have this wireless charger pad. The Meridian audio system is not bad, but it's not the best either. But I will touch more on it in my next video. It does have the 3D surround cameras. So I have the adaptive cruise control, and I have the lane assist, but honestly, I don't use either one. This truck also comes with blind spot monitor and rear traffic monitor. It also comes with the emergency braking and emergency brake assist, but I'm guessing it only works for the front of the vehicle because when that dumbass swerved over from the left lane and hit me, the car didn't do anything. I do have the 3-zone climate control. I love how roomy this truck is. This truck is actually a 5-seater, but I got the family pack with the 7 seats option, just in case I have to transport more people. There's not a lot of leg room for the 3rd row, but it's okay because it's there just in case I need it. I drive by myself most of the time, but the 3rd row has come in handy. I do love that the 3rd row folds completely flat. I love the safari windows, not that you can really see shit from the inside, but it looks cool from the outside, and it pays tribute to the old school Defender. I do have a huge panoramic roof, which is nice when I go off-road. The truck also comes with carpet, which I stopped using carpets years ago. I removed them completely and just leave the flooring as is. It already has rubber plastic flooring, and it is easy to clean. So let's talk about the capabilities of this truck. Believe me, this is no pavement princess. I work a lot, but when I do have time, I try to drive up the mountains and just be alone for a bit. It performs very well off-road. Even in my 22-inch wheels, I haven't had any scratches taking it off-road, and these Nitto tires are great on and off-road. I haven't had any trouble so far. I know I have way less sidewalls on these wheels and tires than my Jeep, but I'm not hardcore rock crawling, water wading, or trying to climb Mount Everest or shit like that, so I'm good. I do have the air suspension pack, which was a must for me, so when going off-road, I can raise the whole entire truck up and it gives me even more ground clearance. The big reasons I got this truck is because 1, for the look, and 2, a vehicle that can go on any terrain. So living in San Diego, the only off-road terrain I have is just rocks and gravel. All I do is switch the truck in gravel mode and drive. So when coming down a rocky hill, I turn on hill descent control, it puts the truck in a low gear mode, and it applies the brake by itself. All I do is steer. The 360 cameras definitely comes in handy, especially in off-road mode. You can see almost underneath the whole entire front end. As for MPG, I fill up every week and it does use its premium gas. I honestly don't think it's good on gas, but I'm also not keeping close track either. Overall, I do love this truck. It does everything I need it to do. It can go on any terrain. I do have some minor issues with it, and I'll make another video about that separately. But again, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below.